Hello there. Hey, it's Mike here from Music Radio Creative. Getting ready in just under 4 minutes for another live session where I will bring to you audio production techniques from outer space. Zero gravity. Very, very exciting show planned for you. In this session, you're going to learn how to make little green men from outer space. Any alien-sounding voices, we'll go over that. We'll also look at how to generate countdowns for takeoff, liftoff, some NASA sound effects, just to jazz things up, creating little tunes inside Logic Pro and space sounds inside Logic Pro 10. And we'll go over a range of plugins and presets and things you can use to make that outer spacey style sound. I'll even bring a real live thing into the studio to make a space sound. Now, of course, this is available as a replay on demand straight after the live stream ends, so you can always fast forward 3 minutes if you want to get straight into the content and you are watching on demand. It's great to have you there. So in the chat so far, Pete Zia is in. We've got David Silk as well, who's just finishing his sandwich right now. David Hunter is in. Good to see you. Enjoying some food. Everyone seems to be eating food right now ahead of the show. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. Nice to see Bojan back again. Hey, finally made it in and ready for the live show today. Peter Young's there as well. Nice to see you. There aren't enough icons for a sandwich. And David had a roast beef, tomato, and mayo sandwich with home-cooked roast beef delish. Is that delish or relish? I think that's supposed to be relish. So David alludes in the comments to the fact that I was playing with the echo effect in Adobe Audition yesterday, and I found that instead of milliseconds you can select beats, but I couldn't get it to conform to any BPM apart from 120. There is an issue currently posted in the community.musicradiocreative.com. I reckon there'll be a bounty for the person who gets the correct answer there. Nice to see you, Mark Reed. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome along. Luke the Puke Thomas. What a name. Welcome along. Hello, mates, says Joe Salmi. Nice to see you. Guamaka is in. Good afternoon to you. Just finished your lunch. Yeah, maybe I do need to move the show a little bit later, so you're not working. Right, okay. Stand by. Oh, delish, not relish. It was delish. I get it now. It's going to be exciting. Audio production in outer space. Beginning in T-minus 60 seconds from now.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Now. Stand by for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell. MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell. Starting in 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, man. Oh. Hi. Yeah, for those of you listening in on the podcast, I was just testing out virtual reality, and I was just somewhere in the cosmos admiring Venus and all the different planets and stars. This thing is amazing. Virtual reality. Goodness me, it is almost like being an astronaut walking there on the moon and out in the universe. It's very, very nice. Anyway, need to get rid of that now. That's the latest toy that I'm experimenting with. Expect more on virtual reality audio very soon on this live stream. But welcome along. It's good to have you here. This is the show for anyone who's interested in audio. You could be working in radio. You might be a DJ, and that doesn't mean you have to be a really professional DJ, although we do have those watching. You could be DJing as a hobby or just at the weekends. You could be a podcaster, or maybe a voiceover artist. Anyone who is interested in creating creative audio, this is the show for you, and you're very welcome along, especially if you're new to the show today. And if you are new, then do please let me know in the comments by typing new, all in capital letters, so I can shout you out when I get down to those comments, okay? That would be really nice. I'm just going to test out my keyboard. Hang on a second. Yeah. The iconic sound of 2001 A Space Odyssey. So that works. I've got my Ikai Professional LPK 25. Don't know if you can see that. Hang on. It's upside down, but you get the idea, just to jam away a few ideas. And I was thinking of making some spacey sound effects, some audio production in outer space. So we're going to cover doing launch countdowns, stuff like that, stuff that you could use in an intro. On the show previous to this one, I covered killing DJ intros. What a great slip there. Killer DJ intros, but also maybe killing them too. And today, you might want to put a countdown in your intro or in a piece of production for whatever reason. So we'll do that. We'll do Little Green Men on Mars. We'll do all those kind of sound effects. And I'll introduce you to a few resources as well. And I'm really excited to be using this resource. It is the official sound effects, audio and ringtones, they call them, from NASA, the North American Space Agency. I had no idea until Isabella told me about 15 minutes before I went on that NASA has a page dedicated to downloading all of their kind of spacey effects. So that's really going to help me in this show. And if you want to go and explore it for yourself, mrc.fm/NASA, NASA, will take you straight there to the page with all of that audio on. That's mrc.fm/NASA. And they got stuff in MP3 or even M4R, if you want to load it onto your iPhone. But this is fantastic. Some really, really good stuff here. Let's just grab a few of these anyway.
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started.
Roger. Okay, so we're going to go for that. I'm going to take that. What else have we got here? We choose the moon.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
That's nice. Rousing speech there from John F. Kennedy. What else have we got here that might be worth to use? Beeps and Bytes. The Sputnik. Definitely use that somehow.
Let's use some contact with a test. 1, 2.
Yeah, this is brilliant stuff. I'm going to be using lots of these. Anything else that I might just grab immediately? Shuttle and station. Let's listen to this liftoff.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Whoa.
Liftoff. Americans return to space as discovered.
Nice stuff here. Really good stuff for free on NASA's website here. Anything else? Roger Roll on its way to orbit. Wow. So you can have a ball here. So just a little resource for you to start off. If you are producing outer space style stuff, go to mrc.fm/NASA. Go grab those things for free. And I did want to get the very famous one. Here it is at the top. Neil Armstrong's One Small Step for Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind. Here we go.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
Brilliant. So, that's definitely something we could use. So I'm going to actually record that directly into Adobe Audition, as opposed to downloading it at the moment. So let's just go to that, set up my inputs, and record that. One small step, and start the recording there. There we go. Okay.
Off the limb now. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man. 1 giant leap for mankind.
Fantastic. So we'll use that. And obviously right here in the background as well, I've got the Music Radio Creative community. If you haven't joined up yet, community.musicradiocreative.com. We've been chatting about whether it's worth upgrading to macOS High Sierra. Will that play with your audio units and other things? More discussion on my home recording studio equipment list. How to get your echo settings to beats per minute as opposed to milliseconds in Adobe Audition. Oh, this is fantastic. Who found this? It was actually Pete who found 700 megabytes of free samples and loops for DJs and posted it up in the free stuff section of our community, which is absolutely lovely. This one got me as well. An intriguing microphone available, which supposedly records kind of 360 audio. So again, linking back into that virtual reality link there might be something worth reading up. community.musicradiocreative.com. And I just thought actually, as I was playing that Neil Armstrong clip, that it's got rather a lot of noise in there. Understandably so. It was recorded in the late 60s. Let's normalize it. I'm just curious what Adobe Audition's noise reduction would do to that sort of. Let's open up the spectral frequency. Oh wow, look at this. So there's kind of like a big hum running through it at around the 4 kilohertz mark. Can you hear that whistle? Let me just turn it up a bit. That's a very specific whistle there that could easily be eliminated, I'm sure. And other sort of bassy hums as well we're getting. Well, it sounds very ethereal, doesn't it? And there's that kind of, that bass kind of ground hum almost. Bzzzt. But yeah, I mean, let's just run noise reduction over it and see if we get a cleaner clip of audio here. So effects menu, noise reduction restoration. First of all, we capture the print and then we select everything and go into effects, noise reduction process. Let's have a look here in the next few. See, it is having a bit of an effect.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
Wow.
That's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind.
That's brilliant compared to the original, which was.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
With it on.
That's 1.
Now I'm going to try the old chestnut here of running noise reduction a second time. So let's just do that. Noise reduction again. Yeah, it's cleaning up nicely.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
Although I would say that's probably a little too intense. Let's try capturing that noise print again. Let's capture a noise print there. Shortcut is Shift-P, by the way, to capture a noise print. And then effects, noise reduction process.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's 1 small step for man.
Brilliant. Oh, I'm loving this. Noise reduction on Neil Armstrong. Who knew in 2017 we'd be able to do something so easily inside a digital audio editor like Adobe Audition? Amazing stuff. Good tips actually coming in. Thank you, Bojan, saying you could EQ it first and then denoise might do a better job. That's really interesting. Let's open up. I'm quite into analyzing this audio here. Let's open up frequency analysis and see what we've got. If I just pop this, let's pop this over here for a moment, and we'll have a look at the frequencies in Neil Armstrong's voice.
That's 1 small step for man.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy that processed version, put it over here, and keep that. So let's call that 1 small step processed. Put that into my downloads folder. 1 small step processed. And then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to undo my noise reduction and have a play about. So now we know the frequencies we're looking to retain. There we go.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
So you can see all of that is noise from about 5K up.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
Let me go through, and actually I can do this in Effects Rack. Let's move frequency analysis up here for the moment so we can have frequency analysis and Effects Rack running in parallel. And then what I will do is go in and go for a bit of parametric EQ, see whether I can, as Bojan has correctly mentioned there in the comments, maybe I can use some of these notches to pull out those naughty frequencies. So Let's put a low pass filter in here. We can probably roll most of this off down to about here.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
If I bring, that's notch 4. Let's bring the low pass back up. So with low pass right up at the top.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
You see, yeah, everything down to about there can go. And let's see if we can do some other bits with this. It might actually be worth to change the shape of the high frequency. Roll that off. What can we get away with there?
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
Actually, I'm wondering, in this instance, let's just pop above it. Let's put in another EQ, the scientific filter, and I'm going to pop that up above the parametric EQ, because I don't think parametric EQ is the best thing for rolling off frequencies. I think scientific filter is better. Look at the curve on that, much better. So we got the Butterworth low pass on the go, and I'm just going to crank up the cutoff frequency. Let's make it to 5,000 hertz.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
And we can just keep reducing it until we get something we're happy with. Because as you can see, the yellow bits here in the frequency indicate the strongest frequencies. And if I actually disable the scientific filter, you'll see that there is nothing of value above 6K here in this clip. But I think I can go down a little bit further. And you can see here in the real-time analysis, it's allowing me to do that without too much of a worry here. Let's bring that right down. And as you can see now in the preview, it's cutting off frequencies we don't need in a kind of smooth way.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
So that's the scientific filter. Now we can go into parametric, and you see there's nothing now above 6K in the audio.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
And first of all, I think I'm going to have a bit of high-pass filter. I'm going to try and eliminate all of that ground hum that we wouldn't really need. So let's go up a bit further. How far can we get away with on this?
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
So as you can see, as I'm moving this high-pass filter up, the bass rumble is virtually disappearing.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
And so we're left with, if I bring let's bring the low pass down. So we've got a very small spectrum of frequency there. We're left with and actually it's quite confusing. So I'm going to switch off a lot of these notches because they're kind of getting in the way. And I'll leave myself with just notches 3 and 4. And let's see what we can do with EQ here.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Okay, so that's something quite cool. Let's apply that. And then we'll run our noise reduction over this. Again, capture the print, go over it, effects, noise reduction process, Command-Shift-P will get you there as well.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man.
Now, I'm not sure which one I like better, so let's have a look at the files.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now.
Yeah, definitely the latter. This one is better. So I'll save it as one small step, EQ. And we'll pop that into the multi-track. Outer space, I'll call this session. And then we're going to start really jamming some more stuff in. So we've got a bit of Neil Armstrong here with, let's keep him in the process. This is my Adobe Audition presets template. And I can go in, put some reverb on perhaps.
Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And we'll go over to Logic, and I'll see now, funny me, yes, yesterday I did install macOS High Sierra, but I didn't download the 42 gigabytes of samples, so I'm kind of stuck with half a library to work with here in Logic, but that doesn't prevent me from using some of the cool spacey effects you can get, which you can find, by the way, if you're in the library of Logic inside Synthesizer Experimental. A lot of these will really help you. Whoa. So we can have active shields or after swell. very spooky and outer spacey. Let's put something like that into the production. So let's punch that in on a music track here. First of all, I want to have an input, which would be stereo here. Record. And you can see when I start playing a note, it records there. Let's record this in, shall we?
Up the limb now. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
So just a few samples there. Let's see what we've got. Might need to normalize that a little bit. Let's normalize this. And I can bring in some of my space sound effects as well that I got earlier on. Let's see what we've got here. Funny UFO sound. Turn that down in the mix.
I'm going to step off the limb now. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Oh, someone is talking about Doctor Who. We've got some chat about Doctor Who going on in the live chat. Yeah, I guess that kind of comes into the outer space category, doesn't it? Exterminate. That's possibly outer spacey, isn't it? No preview editor. Hello. Oh, yes, I need to set up my audio input as well. Let's do that. Channel 3 and channel 3. And then I think I'm going to do something like this. Hello. Yep. Exterminate. 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 And of course, we all know if we've watched Doctor Who and geeked out about those Daleks, that they're using a ring modulator to produce that rather nice Dalek-y sound. Exterminate! And probably someone doing that to their throat as they're speaking as well. Let's have a look at effects. Audio units are starting to appear, but actually in VST3, I have got here Melder production. Where is it? Melder production. It's probably going to be in modulation. Yeah, ring modulator. There we go. Let's load that up. No, I don't want to allow anonymous usage. Exterminate. There you go. Exterminate. Exterminate. That's a ring modulator, pretty much on the default setting there, with a frequency of 50 hertz. Well, let's have a mess about with it. Exterminate. Exterminate. And we'll change the depth. Exterminate. Exterminate. Little wobbly there, so that's more authentic as we get closer to that Dalek sound. We've changed the shape of the waveform as well. At the moment we've got a nice sine that we're running this audio through. Exterminate. 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 So let's use that and whack that in the session as well. Don't know really how I'm going to use all of this, but I'm just going to throw it in. And by the way, I should let you know that there's my exterminate. 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 That ring modulator, which is absolutely awesome, by the way, and it's an audio plugin, is absolutely, completely free. I know. Yeah, it shocked me when I discovered that. But if you want to grab it yourself, go to mrc.fm/mfreefx. M3FX, and you will find that the M-Ring modulator is available in their M3FX package, download package, and you can use it in pretty much every DAW that supports either VST3, VST, or AU plugins. So a real bonus there. And I use the Ring modulator all the time because it can do really cool things. I mean, yeah, you can make yourself sound like a Dalek, but also, let's just bring it back up, modulation, Melder ring modulator. Here you can go, you can do all kinds of glissy stuff. Hang on, I'm sounding too like a Dalek now. Let's go to their presets because they got lovely stuff here. I really like Badland Omni. I use that quite a lot in imaging, their Badland Omni effect in the ring modulator. Obviously it's going to sound slightly different with a Dalek style voice. Exterminate. But if I was, if I had a genuine voice there, let me just say, we play the best music across Sussex and Surrey. I don't know why I said that. Probably because I used to work on a radio station there. And then, yeah, if you use the Badland Omni on there, it sounds rather good. We play the best music across Sussex and Surrey. Although you probably don't want it to be as loud in the mix there, so you could probably just turn down the volume of the ring modulation effect. All sorts of other stuff in there that I really like. What else do I use? There's an alien one. Let's have a listen to that. We play the best music. Did I double click it? There you go. No, I did. So there's all that kind of stuff. Lesbian teleprinter. We play the best music across Sussex and Surrey. Just very subtle there in the background for you. I was going to do Little Green Men as well. So you get into a spaceship and then you get out and these little green men. We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to your leader. So just a very general voice over there that we can normalize and have some fun with. Again, let's work in the effects rack destructively for the moment in the waveform view. One of the best things about waveform view, and this has come, I think, in later versions of Adobe Audition CC, is that you can now kind of almost non-destructively apply different effects to a waveform using this effects rack over here, as opposed to what we've been used to in the past is just going to the waveform and saying, yeah, okay, effects, I want to use, modulation chorus and apply it and boom, it's done and that's it, destructive. And of course you've got Command or Control Z undo. But with this, you can kind of put something on, and if you don't like it, you can disable it, or you can delete the effect. You can move effects around in the chain so you can get them just right. And then when you're finally happy, there's an apply button down here. And you can also mix your wets and your dries as well, so you can turn the effects up and down together, of course, not individually. You'd have to do that in each effect. And you've got input and output sliders there as well. So really, really good stuff. By the way, I'm not ignoring your comments. I'm going to get to them very shortly. I just want to get in as much in this first section of playing with voices as I can, and then I'll get more onto the sound design kind of style of things. If you do have a friend you know of who you think would really appreciate this live stream, even if they can't come in for the live bit, you think they might watch the replay, do please share this with a friend. I would really, really appreciate that. And obviously it does help the show to grow, so we can have a nice, warm, fuzzy, friendly community. Right, so the Little Green Men. I'm going to use this, the chorus. We are the little green men. Let's see, Project Nightmare. Always like to start from a preset. We are the little green men. Weird. Robotic bee attack. So you see, I can just swap that chorus out now if I didn't really find anything I liked there. Let's go for flanger, because I know flanger can be good sometimes. Teleport. Whoa. Too many pills. We are the little green men. That's the effect I was looking for. We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to your leader. Maybe take that down a bit. We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to your leader. And yeah, I'm actually thinking of playing a bit there with automations. So let's just take this into the multi-track. Bring in another rather spooky UFO sound here. Which, by the way, this kind of UFO, this is a stock sound effect here. Let's do a little bit of sound design with this. If I start a new file and generate some tones here, some PP tones, sweep the frequencies. Let's go from 2000 hertz, 2 kilohertz, and let's end up at 7000 hertz. And if I generate something like that, so the way you can generate that kind of UFO-y style thing, you can just go in here. I'm going to generate a few silences as well. I should really have this on a hotkey. Naughty Mike. There we go. Let's do something like that. And then I'm going to jumble it around as well. So I'm going to grab that, pop that in there, and I'm going to grab that and whack that there. So you see we've got little notes going up and down. It's all very nice. Let's see what we got now. and then maybe end on a low as well. No, that's not quite what I wanted. I wanted something like this. Perfect. Okay, that'll do. Again, let's create that silence. I know there are faster ways of doing these things, but sometimes I just resort back to the old trusty menu. And also, I guess it helps if you've never seen these effects applied. You can see where they actually are in Adobe Audition. So now let's go to Effects. Let's play with some reverb here. And you know what? You could do this with Studio Reverb quite easily, but I have just got a passion recently for Waves plugins. And if you want to grab this one, H Reverb, which I highly, highly recommend, H Reverb. I'm not sure if it's on sale at the moment, but it's a great plugin to have. You can get a further 10% off any Waves plugin, even if it's on sale, by grabbing the coupon at mrc.fm/waves. Let's have a look here. Let's see if there's any interesting presets I could be using. Reverse, let's try that. So we can have something like that. And so what I've done here, I've just generated a tone that sweeps up, and then I've jumbled it about, put in some silences, and now I'm throwing on reverb, and you get that kind of weird sort of UFO-y style sound. That's a bit drier. I don't really want dry. Anything else? Explosive gate. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's way too much. Bass space. No. What about, I did catch my eye with big vocal space. That could work. So then it'll all nicely go out. Look at, oh my goodness. That spectral frequency display is a work of art, isn't it? You could just imagine Picasso just throwing his paintbrush. That's kind of what's happened there to those audio tones. So let's bring in the homebrewed UFO. Let's name it UFO, and throw it here into the multi-track with our little green men. I'll keep the other effect. So I'm going to just turn this one down. So we got. And then I want to bring in my little green men onto the flanger track here.
The little green men, we are the little green men.
Obviously a bit too loud and too much in your ears, and we want to kind of reduce that down. So I'm going to work on that. First of all, let me save this session. Yes, I want to save everything. Let's save everything. Save it all in my downloads folder. Yes to all, yes to all, yes to all. Don't show this alert again. Okay. Yep, that's good. Okay, cool. So outer space is what we're working with. Let's just bring that session back in. And now I'm going to hop over and take a look at the wonderful comments that you have got going on right now in the live chat. There we go. There's my session. So let's have a look and see what it is you have been saying specifically right now in the live chat. And of course, remember, we are live here with this audio production show Monday to Friday from 2 p.m. UK time. Make sure to get it in your calendar, set up reminders at youtube.com/musicradiocreative, wherever you usually watch this show. I appreciate you tuning in and sharing what you see as well. Exciting to have you here on this show, live.
Audio production and more. This is Mike Russell on musicradiocreative.com.
Okay, so yeah, we've had a lot of comments. Thanks to Bojan for mentioning about the EQing, saying that he would cut 150 hertz on Neil Armstrong's voice because it's missing in the voice, recorded in the 60s, and a high cut somewhere above 12 kilohertz. So did a very similar thing, I guess. What else have we got? David's watching on a 32-inch TV. That's nice. Amazing stuff. Liam's in and he says, how did the interview go on the podcast? Oh, it went tremendously. I'm really excited to be on a couple of podcasts in the not too distant future, I'm going to be on Moondog Marketing and the Podcast Engineering Show very soon. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to those podcasts, and watch out for I'll be interviewed by both of those hosts. Doctor Who, mention of Doctor Who and working with the Daleks. I was playing with a ring modulator earlier. Warriors come out and play. They had this freaky early synth sound, people discussing all kinds of different space sounds. David says, quite surprised Audition doesn't work on Linux, so I can't use it on my laptop, only the PC. Yeah, I know, it's a shame. Only Windows and Mac at the moment. Leonardo, is that really someone just disliked the show? How on earth is it possible? Don't worry, haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. It's okay. What else have we got here? Score more. Would it be possible to do a tutorial on Audacity? It allows VST now. I've done Audacity before, and I will cover it again in the future. You can certainly install Waves plugins and anything else you fancy in there. But as Bojan says, it does have a lot of limitations. Hello and good day to William Lee Decker II. Hey, good to have you watching. Enjoying the British accent on the Dalek's voice I did earlier. Joe doesn't know the difference in reverbs. I don't know. They all have their own unique kind of feels to them. So that's interesting. Bojan is actually recommending Fab Filter Pro as a great reverb. I've heard a lot of good things about Fab Filter and all the kind of products they create. I've never had a chance to get my hands on their products, so maybe in the future I will get an opportunity to show them off. I would love to do that. What else have we got? What's the difference between a studio reverb and a full reverb? It's a really good question, and actually I think I'm going to probably have to dedicate a show to that in the future, so it'll be really good. I was just reading that William's got his tinfoil hat on, a towel and some beer. Absolutely love it. What else have we got here? We got Wayne Pollard who's watching. Love your video tutorials. Thanks, Wayne. Really nice to have you watching today. Cedar's watching as well. So keep those comments coming in and I will shout them out. And if you're brave enough, by the way, you can always give me a call on the live studio phone number. Providing the show's live, of course. If you're watching on demand, you'll just get through to a voicemail. So call up now. The number is as follows. 415-800-1055. Normal operator charges apply. It is a call to the United States, so add +1 if you're outside there. MusicRadioCreative.com. All right, great mates, let's get back to it and head over to the screen share now, and let's play with these little green men. You've detected a problem with my audio hardware settings. Hang on a second. All looks good to me. What's wrong? Oh, good. It's just one of those temporary things. So with the little green men, my idea, let's take that off record. My idea was to get the flanger effect and change it from my custom one there to Too Many Pills. We are the little green men. And then do some automations on it so we can make these guys really wobbly. Let's have a look here. Flanger. I want to play with the modulation rate. I'm just going to... Actually, it's probably best to leave it open so you can see what's happening in real time. Let's leave that up there and let's do something like this. We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to... Let's take that up there. We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to your leader. That was rather demanding, wasn't it? My goodness. And then, of course, I got some space effects here that I could be using. Could slam in a warp there at the end. Something like this. And maybe chop off the end of that as well so it kind of ends nicely here. So something like that will work quite well. What else did I want to demonstrate? Yes, this would be a really good idea. Let's go and get one of our countdowns here. I'm just going to bring this into view for you now. On our website, musicradiocreative.com, we sell countdowns by some of our different voice artists. And here we've got a countdown by Robin. Have a listen to Robin.
1. 2.
So we do a kind of takeoff sequence, maybe T-minus 30 seconds or something like that. So let me have a look. I need some kind of spaceship-y sound. Let's see what we can get out of Logic. No. No. Not quite. No. No. Ooh. That's nice. That's a pumper. Robot Factory. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I could use something like this. Let's just use a C and throw it in here. Again, I'm going to pop it on the record track here, and I want to be recording my output from my computer here. Record. Hang on, for some reason that's not recording as expected. It's recording my microphone instead. Why is that the case? Oh, I know why. Hang on. Master, stereo, 9. That's better. Right. Let's get over here and we'll start from... Let's actually go all the way up here and create something from a minute in, because then we can count down from 30 seconds. So, 30 seconds of this then. Which, if you ask me, is a rather nice synthesizer. Very nice. Just kind of has that ongoing kind of buzz to it for 30 seconds that I'm going to use during this particular production. Going to put in the countdowns and stuff. Probably some NASA sound effects and beeps as well while we do this countdown. And then when we reach the end, we'll have kind of a rocket ship taking off. And I was thinking for the sound effect of the rocket ship, there you go, that's perfect, that's all we need, 30 seconds of that. I was thinking of recording a rather special effect, and this will record or require my microphone. Let's go, hello, hello, hello. Oh, that's only the left leg, hang on, let's do mono. Hello, yeah, that's both legs. I thought I would bring this in for a reason, and let me show you what I got here in the studio today. I happen to bring with me one of these. Yeah, there you go. That is a genuine bona fide Hoover, or vacuum cleaner as I guess they're called, not to use a brand name. So I'm going to switch this on and do a rocket ship taking off. So stand by. We are go for launch. Any second now. The button is a bit fiddly on this Hoover. We go for launch. Hang on, I don't think I switched it on by the wall. That would be hilarious if I haven't switched it on by the wall. Hang on, I'm just going to crawl underneath my green screen and take a look at the outlets on. Bear with me. Oh! That worked then, didn't it? I nearly hoovered the green screen up. That would have been hilarious. Right then, let's try again. We are go for launch. Actually, I think rather than the sucker, I want to get the engine of this thing. Let me get the actual meat and potatoes here. Woo. That'll do. Let's get back into the screen share and see what I've got there in my audio. Stop the recording, go back and find out where I was hoovering, or vacuuming, I should say, to use the correct term. Let's zoom out. Somewhere in here, isn't it? There it is at the end. You see it? Just need to zoom out of this. That's it, like that. And look at the frequencies on that. That's amazing. Now we'll just go here. And I'm going to grab both bits. I'm going to grab this bit and this bit. And then I'm going to normalize. Get rid of my talking at the end. This ought to be quite nice. Perfect. Yeah, sounds good to me. So now I will go and put this in as a kind of ambient thing in the background with my initial synthesizer here, which I'm going to normalize. Head over to the multi-track. And let's see what I can do to make this authentic. So first of all, I'm going to try a little bit of time stretch on this, see how it affects things. And then create a new track down here. And let's have a listen to this now. And I think I'm also, just to keep this nice and authentic, I am actually going to throw in an authentic space shuttle taking off at the very end, so we can kind of combine those effects together at the 30-second mark. Let's make sure this is accurate. Just pop that there. Maybe this needs a bit of reverb on the vacuum cleaner, so let's go for Studio Reverb Wet. Take down the dry. And then I want to throw in some more NASA stuff. So let's have a look. What have we got here that we can use?
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started.
Let's put that at the start, actually.
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started. Roger.
Let's move in some more effects as well. What else can we use? Something like this. Pull that down there.
I feel the liftoff. The clock has started. Roger.
And then we can bring in some nice countdown numbers. So let's get those numbers from 30 to 1 and pull those in right about here. And I think I'm going to double this up with voice EQ. Let's have a listen.
Roger.
30.
And then it's just a case of doing the countdown progressively, going down to, of course, the number 1. Just going to do a few of these to get the idea and the feel of it.
30. 29.
And actually, I might just time stretch a little bit there so we get it shorter.
29.
And we can just keep bringing the numbers in. I might actually eventually choose to reduce the overall frequencies on these channels. Send them out to a new bus, add a stereo bus here for that, and send that also to bus A. We'll call this Space VO, and I'm going to put on, what am I going to do? Filter and EQ. FFT filter, I believe there's a pretty good preset in here that you can use, although I don't appear to have any at the moment, so I'm just going to strip out a lot of the frequencies and leave myself with the middle frequencies, just as we had with Neil Armstrong earlier.
30, 29, 28.
So we could get down to the 1098765431 because that has a lot more impact. I'm sure you'll agree. I'll get into that in just a moment, but still keeping an eye on the lovely comments that you are tapping away in the live chat here. I see a lot of people are watching on Twitch now, including Arias DNB just joined. This sounds like great music already. Well, thank you so much, Arias DNB, and it's nice of you to be tuning in via Twitch today. Lovely to have you there. Who else have we got who's watching right now over on Facebook? How do I get to the live chat? William is asking. Check out the intro to High Roller by the Crystal Method from 97. Great spacey intro and good mixing. Ooh, I'm definitely going to check that out. There is a live chat in addition to Facebook Live, which is where you're watching right now, over at facebook.com/musicradiocreative. If you head over to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/musicradiocreative, that's where a lot of people watching this show tend to congregate and chat. It's definitely the main chat room, I would say, for this live stream. So head over to youtube.com/musicradiocreative. You'll see the video live now when it's on, and you can interact and get involved over there. What else have we got here in the chat? You should try all the Fab Filter plugins. They're great, says Bojan. Nice to see you there. Paul Anthony joining in again today and saying hello to David. David is doing a great job along with Joe of moderating the chat today, which is nice. Score More wants to know what mic I recommend for voiceover. As David has rightly said, there is an equipment list over on the community. I'm using a Neumann TLM 103 from Berlin, Germany, and I'm really, really loving it. Space Invaders have indeed taken over Audition, Liam. I got Mike's Feel the Power. Yeah, Paul absolutely saying the TLM 103 is pretty cool. Don White is in, also known as Don LeBlanc. Good to have you there, Don. What else have we got here? Jan Olsen, nice to see you, Jan. And Robert Durman, that's so cool. Loving it today. Very spacey, very creative with the mangling of sound today. Neil Armstrong had a problem plugging in the Hoover. Maybe he didn't. Whoa, conspiracy theorists. I think that's why they switched off the comments on SoundCloud. They had enough of people saying, it was done in a Hollywood studio. What else have we got here? David, I used looping in my latest remix, now on the community for the beat in the background. Whoa, looping is a fun thing to do in Audition for sure. Yeah. Used looping. Looping is good. Really easy to do in Audition as well. It's really hard to work on promos when mic's on in the background. Oh, am I distracting you? That's kind of good for me, but not so good for the radio station that wants those promos on air, I guess. Anything else worth mentioning? How did you get a countdown from 30? I only got 10 with a purchase from MRC. I believe that there are different sizes of packages. So go check it out. Or if you only see one package listed and you'd like more, drop us a line and Isabella will be able to hook you up and find the correct package. I think we do all the way up to 100 actually. And right now, if you use the coupon code MRC Live, when you check out for any product, even custom audio at musicradiocreative.com, you get an extra 10% off. So MRC Live, that's only for you as a live stream viewer. Steve Moore's watching from Dallas, loving the space effects. It's good to have you there. And Don, yeah, I do hope to see you over in the community forum much more often at community.musicradiocreative.com. Robert, I haven't looked at Stereo Tool yet, but thanks for bringing it to my attention. I just need the time to invest into having a little play with that. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Let's do 2-1. Okay, so let's pop this in to voice EQ. Don't know why I've got that random marker in there. Here we are. And let's play some audio now. 1. 3, 2, 1. We are go for launch. Copy there. 1. And there you go, blasting off into outer space. Some really cool stuff you can do, and I hope this is inspiring you to use Adobe Audition for it. 2, 1. for its great effects. Do remember the resources that you can grab over at mrc.fm/NASA. That's something that Isabella pointed me to before I went live, and I'm really grateful because NASA have a whole load of cool sound effects on their website for you to download and use. Download NASA Sounds, see the real deal here. It's even got Neil Armstrong's One Small Step for Man, and I had play with that earlier, so if you've just joined in, I had a great play with Neil Armstrong's audio and cleaned it up using some noise reduction. Actually came out quite well.
Go off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Also had to play with this.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Ring modulation and a tiny bit of reverb, and then when the green men do take over, they'll sound like this, no doubt.
We are the little green men. We are the little green men. We have come to take over your planet. Take us to your leader.
And that was generated using the wonderful flanger effect in Adobe Audition. I went for the preset Too Many Pills, and then I basically cranked the modulation rate of that effect up using an automation there in the multi-track. But of course, with automations, you can literally change anything you like about the effect. An little teleport effect that I had at the end of there as well. So really, really cool stuff and worth looking into. And of course, I'm constructing this countdown right now. So plenty you can do. Over in Logic Pro, of course, if you go into Synthesizer Experimental and you look at all these different presets here, you can really get some good spacey sound effects that you could be using in your productions, depending on what it is you're working on. There are so many different synths and spacey, spooky things that you could be using for an alien invasion. Yeah, transform flare. Real spooky, kind of spacey kind of stuff. Transformative effect. Ooh. Ooh. That's very Doctor Who, isn't it? And I would point you back, by the way, to another video that I did on my YouTube channel not too long ago now, at youtube.com. That is the main hub that I would ask you please to subscribe to, youtube.com/musicradiocreative. As you'll see, we're live now with audio production in outer space. But if you actually go to the search bar and type Star Wars, I did another video about 2 months ago. That was a live stream, Star Wars jingles and sound effects, and we covered some good stuff in that as well. If you're looking for space stuff, do use the search bar on my YouTube channel. It's really handy. And obviously, as you know now, I'm doing a lot of live streaming, but in the past, a lot of my popular videos on the channel have revolved around just really cool effects you can do in Adobe Audition. And most of those are 4 or 5 minutes in duration. These are some of the most popular videos that you can go ahead and watch if you haven't done so already on the channel. So yeah, we're fast coming to the end of the show today, but I really appreciate you being there. And is there anything you would like me to talk about in the future? Now is the time to let me know. What have we got here? Multimejski Center Bezigrad says, check out our radio and our channel. That's nice. TLM 103, I have one but prefer the gold anniversary U87. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I love the U87 too. Yeah, do go over to mrc.fm/survey. You can get involved there and let me know what you'd like to see on the stream in the future if you have any thoughts.
Monday to Friday live.
So I'm Mike from musicradiocreative.com. We cover a heck of a lot of Adobe Audition in this show, but also occasionally dip into Logic Pro X and why not a little bit of Audacity from time to time as well. And we play with plugins.
This is Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com.
So yeah, absolutely. Go over to community.musicradiocreative.com. I highly encourage you to do that after this show ends and get involved with the community because there is just so much going on there. In particular, in the Share Your Projects forum, people are posting stuff all the time in there. Things they've made, things they've done. David Hunter Scott is getting really particularly interested with the fairy production effects that I did recently, and he's been producing things like this in the community.
The magic is you don't will never believe, will never find it.
Oof. That's very trippy, but thank you for that, David Hunter Scott. Appreciate you sharing your project. Just thought I'd feature some of your projects in the last little bit of this show. David's also been remixing some of our jingles. What's he been up to now?
Music radio creative dum dum dum.
Oh, come on, don't be so grim. It's not that bad. Thank you, David, for that little post there in the community forum. And yeah, by the way, I made things like this. Let me find something now.
I am an audio geek.
Using the text-to-speech inside Mac OS. It really is rather good. What else have we got here? Audio track for my website. Let's have a listen to this. Liam here.
Welcome to
LiamJSlow.com.
Posting 2 different versions. Let's listen to this.
Welcome to
LiamJSlow.com.
Really cool stuff. So thank you for sharing that project, Liam, and a ton of other stuff going on in there. So do get involved yourself. And yeah, that's about it for me today. I really enjoyed bringing this to you, and hopefully you will find some stuff to make yourself. I'd really like to see in the community some of the projects that you get to making with the NASA audio. So if you fancy downloading some of that and then posting it in Share Your Projects over on community.musicradiocreative.com, maybe we can have a listen and feedback on that. David's just given me a hint here. Quick demo of looping or making clips longer without stretching. Great idea, David. I will show that in the last couple of minutes I've got here with you. So let's go over into Audition. Really easy thing to do. Let's just start a brand new multi-track. I'll keep the template on because I will just bring in some music. And I think somewhere, if we go to the library, music beds, I'm sure if we go into, maybe not in hip-hop, but maybe in dance trance, we are going to have some loops here. Let's have a look. Usually there are a few loops that I can play with here. Let's see, that looks like a loop. Maybe not. That looks like a loop. Yeah, that's a loop. So that ends. And I think if we right-click on this now and go into loop, simple as that, right-clicking and clicking loop in the menu, you see a little loop icon appears. Let me zoom in so you can have a quick look. See that loop icon appears there when I've clicked loop in the menu, the right-click menu, of course, and then it magically allows me to just hover over the end, and you see, instead of getting the usual just drag in or out, you get a drag loop thing. And hopefully, let's listen to this edit. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? So that's the loop edit there. And you can loop this forever. Into eternity, so you can turn this into like a 3-minute or a 3.5-minute loop here just by dragging this out. And when you want it eventually to end, you can either do a fade out or you can do a bit of reverb at the end to just cut it off completely, whatever you fancy. Maybe actually I would just take this in. I'll switch snapping on for a second and just snap that in here. Oh, strange, it doesn't snap to the loop point. Really, that would be ideal if it did. No, it doesn't quite snap to the loop point. So instead I'll just do that. Cut that, bring that onto a new track here, and then, did I do that correctly? Shift and move, and then a little bit of reverb going in there to end this loop off. Reverb, studio reverb, and we'll bring that on. No, not enough decay on there. There we go. So with a bit of reverb at the end, you get that false ending sound, which would be just as applicable to that kind of sweep you get there as well. I could kind of do it with that too. Let's try this. And maybe make it even tighter. Let's try that. There we go. So yeah, looping in Audition, it is absolutely easy. Hope you've enjoyed the show today. I will be back tomorrow with a live stream from 2 p.m. UK time. Get in there to youtube.com/musicradiocreative, click subscribe and set reminder on the upcoming streams, and I'll speak to you soon.